Okay, today is now still October 30th, 2019. I'm going to see if I can do three books real quick. Um, uh, I don't really want to extend out Jay and Silent Bob Chasing Dogma as well as Bluntman and Chronic, the comic books, into 2 hours. If it happens, it happens. I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm just condensing both those two books into just one podcast. I haven't done that in a while. I normally try to talk about each thing for an hour, but I just I don't want to. I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm gonna waste my time. I just I just remember Bluntman and Chronic, in my opinion, was kind of like Animaniacs, but in like Jay and Silent Bob universe in a way, if that makes any sense. And Jay and Silent Bob Chasing Dogma, I remember it was like very identical to Strike Back. Though I know it takes place within Chasing Amy and Dogma, and I'm sure there's some other even Mallrats. I imagine. So I mean it'll be nice to watch. I mean it's nice to read it again. I mean I just have it in my collection. I don't have too many more comics left to read that I own anyway. I mean, I've been just like selling shit and getting rid of shit like the last 5-something years, and used to have a giant ass combination or huge ass collection, excuse me. But like I said, I just selling shit. And there was this one Kevin Smith interview where he said he felt like kind of sort of free because like what I mean, like what happens if all that shit gets damaged, and that shit's possible. So I don't know, man. Like I'm even considering potentially even getting rid of my King Korg because I don't really use it that much, and I really still am impressed by the Micro Korg, and there's still so much left to learn from the Micro Korg. I mean, it would be stupid to sell my King Korg because I mean I'm probably gonna want another synthesizer eventually, and I think the King Korg is pretty badass, to be honest. It's it's clearly like the next step. Clearly. I mean, fucking Micro Korg goes. I mean, if you wanted it new, if they got $400-$500, but I've been getting mine used for about like 200-ish. I mean, I'd even collect more Micro Korgs, honestly. A buddy told me, I think like LCD Sound System. I'm not familiar with their music, but I mean, I've seen their name around pop up in articles and whatnot, but he told me I think it's LCD Sound System. I could be fucking totally dumb and misplacing my information, my knowledge. But I think they put together 6 synthesizers or something like that, or 6 Micro Korgs specifically. I mean, and made it in this ginormous fucking unit. Look, I mean, even 8 synthesizers or 5. I can't remember. It was just it was a pretty large number, and it was pretty dope looking. It looked like official too. But I don't know, man. If I did sell that King Korg, I could get a passport. I can get at least one new amp. I really want to get an orange amp, even though I'm sure that I'm gonna fucking get it, and I'm not gonna like it, or I'm gonna hate it or something like that. Because it's apparently it's better for acoustic or whatever. But I mean, I see that band Boris use all of their fucking amps are fucking orange, and they sound bitchin'. They sound like fucking gods, Japanese gods and goddesses. Let's be specific here. I think it's just one goddess and 2 gods. Anyway, I mean, I actually don't listen to too much of Boris, but from what I have listened to, it's very powerful. It's I mean, I don't want to call it power metal, power rock maybe. I don't know. There's elements of shoegaze, there's elements of metal, like doom metal. I mean, there's elements of punk in there. Pop. I mean, they've kind of became pop, I think. They didn't their sound just became popular. But anyway, let's not hold up the scene too much longer. I mean, clearly, it's stupid to sell all your shit. I mean, honestly, it's just gotta be smarter and wiser with my buying decisions. That's really all it comes down to. Okay. Well, knock on wood, so that maybe that'll help me in the future. But Jay and Silent Bob, Chasing Dogma, by Kevin Smith and Duncan Fagredo. He's the illustrator. Illustrated. He is the illustrated. Kevin Smith is the writer, and it's lettered by Ellie DeVille. Cover photo and gallery photos by Danny Sanchez. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I didn't really like it that much because it just reminded me so much. It was just like literally, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, but in a comic book form. And I know that once again, like, it in this way, I know based on Reboot, you know what I mean? I was kind of like, and Reboot's not the only time where, like, you know what I mean? You got little stories from the other movies tied into it, like little, like, what happened to these characters 5, 10, 15, 25 years later on. So I mean, maybe I'm gonna appreciate it more this time around. And I mean, once again, Bluntman and Chronic, I just like, it just kind of like, it existed and it should have existed, but I don't know how I feel about it. Like each of these ideas, in my opinion, like, could have. I mean, like, when I read the Clerks, the comic book, like, I felt like, if Kevin wanted to, why doesn't Kevin make like a Chasing Amy comic? Comic book? Why doesn't Kevin make a Mallrats comic book? Why does, I mean, like, and then, like, you could then turn these ideas into fucking, movie ideas or television ideas or whatever. I know potentially there's like the whole rights and stuff like that, but I don't know if you can't do, I don't know, maybe, busy guy. I know he's a busy dude. I know he's a fucking busy guy, especially like, he's trying to push Reboot. I watched the Joe Rogan interview that Kevin Smith recently did. I think it was just today or just yesterday. There are some cool moments of it. I mean, if I could be real, I mean, he's definitely still. It's so funny because he's like, "How come you're not?" Kevin was saying this to Joe. He's like, "How come you're not ever like gloating or anything?" He's like, and Joe's just like, "Well, I just, I might gloat for a minute. I might have like a drink or something with a friend, like immediately after. But after that, you put it behind, you just move on." And I just kind of always felt that way too, because I mean, like, once again, like, hypothetically, it's not even that big of a deal. I mean, I technically put out. I mean, after I'm done with these things, I'm supposed to put it out on streaming. I mean, technically tomorrow's the deadline or whatever, but I'm technically done. I mean, like I said, I might need to like lower the volume on some of them, but I mean, overall, I think I did it, and it's cool as fuck that it happened in some sense, but in the same time though, it's like, what are you gonna do next, motherfucker? What am I going to do next? And it's like, I mean, I got plenty of ideas, and it's like, do I work on new ideas, or do I work on the old ideas I still haven't finished yet? And ideally, I should probably work on the old ideas I haven't finished yet. There's like, this cardboard landscape thing I really want to finish, but at the same time I need a fucking box cutter. I've thrown away my last two because they just really weren't sharp anymore. They're pretty dull, but it's so stupid because all I gotta do is just buy fucking the razor blade. I'm a fucking retard, and I'm sorry for using that word. I'm such a naughty boy. Please spank me. I mean, some ideas that I kind of really want to do is, there's this t-shirt concept I really want to make, and I have this short story script, and I'm just fucking keep holding off on it, but it's just like, just because I know it's gonna be like a lot harder than I make it out to be, because I mean, I'm turning short stories into an actual novel. But I do have this one idea for a movie script or whatever, scene, or movie in general, like a screenplay, excuse me. I've been writing some scenes out for it, but I think I got this. I mean, once again, it's just all about like being in the zone and just fucking doing it. But I mean, even more so, like, important than fucking making a short stories into novel and fucking all the other shit is, I need to start making money. I need to stop living hoping that the fucking dream's gonna pay for everything, because I mean, generally it takes a long time. I mean, even I was once again I'm reading that it was suggested to read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, and I've cried multiple times from reading this. I'm not done yet, and honestly, I'd like to finish it sooner rather than later. And then afterwards, I'm gonna give it to my sister because that's her birthday present. Among some other things. So far this year, I mean, I think I gave everyone a birthday present that I was supposed to, family-wise. Technically friend-wise too, I guess, but it's besides the point. I don't know, just that's what I guess I feel better about. You know what I mean? Like, like it's like I finished an album, I finished this and that, but it's like, getting it. I mean, like, I know it's like I hope that they like the fucking gifts. That's first off, but secondly, like, it's like. I don't know, man. Does that, and just when you give gifts, does that make you a good person? I don't think so. I mean, I think it's a number of things, like, asking people how they're doing and apologizing when it's actual necessary. I mean, definitely some times where I just drop the ball in that situation for sure. And then there's times of apologizing too much when it's almost like you shouldn't be apologizing. Other people should be apologizing to you, but you're saying sorry to them for some reason. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Anyway, and that's not. I mean, not most of the case. I mean, like recently, there's fucking something that happened. I was like, I honestly fucking went way too fucking far. And then like, trying to, joke about it, hoping that it, but there's no going back. You fuck up, and you fuck up good. That's just how I do it anyway. But I'll keep moving on because I don't know. That's all I got. What am I supposed to do? Fucking give up because I fucked up? I fucked up too many times, man. I got too many fucking fuck-ups that I just, you're not even allowed to fucking know about, and you'll never know about, most likely. Just because, I mean, like, based on projects and stuff, like, I got some 2012 stuff I got from my old original band that I could never put out because I don't really want to fucking get involved in that shit. I got fucking guitar work from another friend, I got drum work from another friend, and I got vocals from another friend. Can't show any of it. You know what I mean? Hard work, some of it, you know what I mean? It's kind of improv, just on the spot. I mean, all experience, so, I don't know. Give and take. I mean, I'm honestly deep down pretty devastated, clearly. I don't know, it just gets to a point where just like, I don't know, I just gotta fucking move on, I guess. I'm gonna try it a little differently because I did this just today with my album. I just literally, because I've listened to my album so many fucking times, so I could talk about it without fucking listening to it. But I'm gonna read this, and if there's absolute commentary I need to say, I'll probably say it. But nah, I probably do it how I originally do. I mean, how I fucking figured it out, because sometimes there's moments where I just want to express, and I don't want to fucking like forget about it after. I'm like, okay, I read it, now it's time to fucking conclusion it. So, yeah, let's get into it. I'm also been just literally recently, right after watching the Kevin Smith and Joe Rogan podcast that just came out like just yesterday or whatever. Started watching this one channel called Foo, or what is it? Foo, right? Foo the Flower Horn. And just essentially just this one dude fucking like cleaning out these fucking like fish tanks. Not just like cleaning them out, but like just trying to make it the best fucking environment it could possibly be, essentially. In a water, like an oceanic, I wouldn't say oceanic, but like in a water ecosystem dealing with water, with liquids, well, specifically water. And the guy's doing all these things. Like, yeah, just watch this one, like, once again, the flower horn. I guess flower horn's a type of fish, I believe. And he said, like, he's owned this fish for, like, 2 years. I only just started watching this. And fish is, like, top of it. Like, it just, like, had this bloating or something like that. Or something. Like, it just, like, it couldn't sink. So its head got stuck. Like, its head was, like, somewhat stuck in the... out of water, and eventually it like started like deteriorating the top of his head. He also started developing a sore. Like then he like tried giving it some medicine, but it made things fucking way worse. But then like within like a month's time or something like that, he was able to get another kind of medicine and I think some vodka, I guess, and it fucking like saw like it no longer was like floating to the top of the and not like floating, like, you know what I mean, like it was barely swimming or anything. It just like literally it had such a giant, I don't know, it's like it's a weird looking fish, I'll say that much. Really weird looking. And its head was just stuck above the water level. Anyway, and now I'm just finishing up another video right now of it, and probably gonna check out some music before I dig into Chasing Dogma. But I'm gonna get right through it, man. There is no fucking, I promise. I mean, I literally was doing that with the Big Magic book. I went from like page 90 and I'm now at like, I don't even fucking remember. I haven't even like read it since. I'm at 164. Yeah, I haven't read it since. But I mean, I was at like page 93 or 94. So I mean, like, I don't know, if I really want to finish it, I could probably fucking speed read it and get, not speed read it and like fucking like lose shit, but like there's just like, I mean, not, I wouldn't say with everything, but like there's a lot of fillers sometimes. I mean, it's a fucking book for the most part, so they're just like throwing in details, make sure you totally understand what the fuck is being explained to the best of their ability. And I'm getting, definitely getting some things out of it for sure. So, yeah. I was still afraid about certain things for sure. I mean, like, still, like, definitely, it'd be intimidating to go on stage and say a joke. But at the same time, though, like, once when it happens, it's just like, well, it either went well or it didn't go well. And regardless, I'm going to do it again, hypothetically, tomorrow. I mean, like, tomorrow isn't, like, whenever the fuck, you know what I mean? Or even, it could be immediately after jump, like, from open mic to open mic. I really would like to do that kind of shit. Honestly, I would be like, I'd feel like I'd be extremely adventurous, honestly. Fuck like, traveling would be nice and stuff, but adventurous to me is like going on like as many as many stages as possible in a night or a day. So anyone who's doing that shit, kudos to you. You're doing what I want to do, and I hope to join you one day soon. Because I've done open mics for a while, but like to literally get it a little bit more consistent and not in the same places would be nice. Or if it's the same places, like I visit the same place like yearly or bi-yearly or every 3 years or something like that, depending on the place. Or some places every 6 months or every 3 months, 4 months, I don't know. I'd like to get to that situation. Anyway, so that's a nice little update. Let's fucking read the books. Okay, so honestly, this is actually going along pretty cool, in my opinion. I mean, it's definitely kind of like the middle of the road of like a lot of the movies that were going on during the time for Kevin Smith and his View Askew universe. You got Trish the Dish, the one girl who's like sleeping with a bunch of guys and writing a book called Borgasm, and already has written a book called Borgasm. Jay and Silent Bob are living with her. Crashing. Jay tried fucking her while she was in the shower, so she kicked him out. For the time being, anyway. Probably for good, anyway. And so they decided to hang out at the same mall in Mallrats. So I don't know. It's once again, I don't know why I'm sure it could be pretty fucking hard to do something like that. Consistently. I mean, I just think he could have potentially still be putting out like a fucking Clerks comic, like at least bi-monthly or something like that. I don't think it's that hard to do something like that. Could be wrong. Or even a Jay and Silent Bob comic, maybe even one of each. I don't know. And I'm sure that Bluntman and Chronic. I think it's possible. I mean, even if it's not even written by Kevin Smith, I think that's something that should even exist. And I'm not gonna be like, I'm not probably even gonna read every fucking issue of any of the issues. I mean, depending. I mean, like, honestly, so far this is going along a lot better than I thought it was. I mean, once again, I read this as a kid. I just didn't remember liking it. And same with Bluntman and Chronic. But I was a kid at the time, so we'll see. And I was smoking at the time too. But I mean, I don't know. From what I remember, I just remember it being like literally just like Strikes Back, but in comic form. I thought it was like literally like panel for panel Strikes Back, but I guess that's totally untrue. I mean, this is, I mean, I think a very successful version of, Kevin trying to go throughout the entire universe that he's been developing so far. I mean, I don't think it's, honestly, I got faith in this comic anyway. All right, I'm now on chapter 2 of the book. They didn't do too much in the mall. They ended up watching. I can't even remember which movie they were fucking watching. They decided to watch a movie in the mall and like one of the stores that has a TV, and I think a VHS player. I can't remember what the fuck that even. Anyway, VCR. There we go. It's been a while. Now they're on a bus going to Illinois. I think they just decided to. I mean, like, it's like, why not? Yeah. Beginning of chapter 2, kind of like starts up again. Not too bad. I mean, like, it's just Kevin criticizing the religious practices of people, I guess. I mean, I could give a little bit more details, but I don't want to give away this comic. You'll have to read it yourself. All right, bringing it back, a full panel spread, or full page spread, excuse me, of Jay and Silent Bob coming out of fucking a bus bathroom, smoking it up, cheeching it out, clam baking it. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other fucking phrases, but yeah. I don't know. The artwork is pretty dope. I do like the artwork. I'm not gonna lie. I think one of the I don't know. I'm not gonna go. I'm not sure. I think most people have had all their likenesses rights. I don't know if all their faces are. I don't know. Not sure. It doesn't say that it isn't. At least from where I read it, but because I thought there was a potential Ben Affleck character from Mallrats, but I think it might have been just some fucking manager or something like that, or store. I don't know, representative or something. Anyway, I mean, this is kind of like Kevin Smith humor, I guess. Doing the exact same fucking story over and over again. So hypothetically, Reboot would be their third time in media form of redoing the story of Jay and Silent Bob having to go on the road, or going on the road in general, not having to necessarily. This time I think they just decided they're just gonna go to Shermer, Illinois. They're in Pittsburgh right now. They got kicked off the bus. So, I read. I mean, like I said, I read Clerks, the comic book, just yesterday or 2 days ago, and I'm now reading this. They're now on a porn shoot in Pittsburgh, which I think they tried, or Kevin tried doing later in the pilot for a dispensary store setting. And they ended up going to a porn shoot, or Kevin's character did. But there's just a lot, like, just way too much dialogue at some moments. It's just like, fucking, like, Jesus Christ, man. I understand what's against. I mean, he could be, fucking doing it on purpose, I'm sure, but it's just like, holy fuck. Now, I'm sure they didn't want to, I can imagine one reason why it's all in one shot is, I mean, it's probably what was asked for, but I mean, they could have totally, like, cut up in, like, there's like, I don't know what page this is, but it's like Neil Patrick Harris is making a little cameo appearance. It's like there's a bunch of dildos like fucking like flying all over the place in one of the panels, but I think they could have like even chopped down the panels from 4 panels into like fucking even like 8, 10 panels or something like that. Just really try to make it seem like they're walking through the hospital, and the dialogue's not you're still getting the dialogue but at the same time it's just once again not so fucking condensed into one panel. I don't know, because I know once again Kevin Smith has a dialogue heavy script typically, so I understand the whole bit, but this once again I think it could have looked a little better if it was chopped up into different. It could have been even just still one page. I just understand that would have been more work, but I mean, because I know what I mean. Like, just something I noticed anyway. And some people be like, well, I fucking like it that way, asshole. It's like, well, teach their own, man. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You made Jay a fucking fluffer, but your character gets laid by a porn star. That's not fucking. I don't know, man. I don't like if I wrote any of my friends' characters into this fucking thing. I don't know if I'd like. It's funny, but like, that's fucking. This is once again. It's just like this is Kevin Smith's little porno where his buddy's jerking off somebody and he's having sex with someone else. Like, oh man. Yeah. Anyway. And the guy comes in his hand. I mean, what the I mean, I guess Jay did, I guess the whole drug addiction thing might have, maybe that's why, Kevin Smith took him out in that way, but, like, that's just, I don't know, it's funny on one side, but at the same time, it's kind of really cruel. I don't know. I mean, and, two of his other friends, like Steve, Dave, and Walt, that's like two of his old friends, and he still is friends with, but like, made them to be like, they had to play these like loser characters or whatever. And almost just, I don't know anything as to why, Jeff Anderson doesn't have a social media account or anything, but I do think, if I had to take a guess, it's because, he is not Randall, and he'd be, consistently bombarded by people, fans and whatnot, and maybe not fans, asking about his character that he plays, a character that he is not in real life. And this is just a guess, but I don't know. I was just thinking about this the other day, but anyway, it's just like the one. What's his fucking name? And once again, I don't know his fucking name, but all I know him for is the guy who stuck his dick in a pie. I never watched American Pie, but you know what I mean. Like, once you're associated with that, you can't get away from that shit. All you can do is embrace it, or you can do what Jeff Anderson did or has done, and pretty much be non-existent, which is it's all preference. So. Yeah, it's pretty much like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, but the scenes are slightly different. So far, they didn't meet the girls, the four, jewelry stealing or jewel stealing, women. And the monkey just happened to just fucking escape somewhere, and they stumbled upon Jay and Silent Bob. They are in the diner though, and there are some similar moments from the movie. Like I said, the police are now dude doesn't look like Will Ferrell, which is fine. That might be the point. But the guy is kind of similar to him, I think. Not totally. Just yes, and it isn't. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same character, sort of, kind of dim-witted. Doesn't look anything like Will Ferrell, though. Anyway, continue on. Yeah, it's pretty similar to, or at least this scene anyway, is pretty similar to Strike Back. I do want to say it is now October 31st, 2019, so happy Halloween. There are slight differences, but overall it's still kind of the same story so far. The end of Chapter 3 ends with Jay and Silent Bob finding some scientist that was looking for Suzanne anyway, and Suzanne, or the scientist, happened to have two tickets to Chicago. I think it was bus tickets, so Jay and Silent Bob took it, and now we're into Chapter 4. Alright, so the fourth one has kind of been like staggering up and down. The whole farting scene is whatever. I mean, some people will be like, ha ha ha. But them now going into a fucking school, they're now where they're supposed to be at, Shermer or whatever, Illinois. And there are now two kids that were dealing, that found out about Jay and Silent Bob dealing because Jay flaunted in front of one kid. They thought was just a nerd, and now those kids are gonna, like, fuck him up or something like that because they're on their turf, I guess, or whatever. It's kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. All right, I guess Shermer, Illinois doesn't exist. They're in McHenry. It is kind of fucking funny, I'm not gonna lie. But like kind of like funny and like saying that it's funny, not like haha. Not actually laughing anyway. Overall, it's kind of all over the place in my opinion. Just kind of like reboot. I mean, it wasn't really too cohesive, and there really wasn't any payoff at all. It kind of jumped in from probably in between like Chasing Amy and Dogma, I think. But also, I mean, it's taking place. I mean, it's like another version of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. But it ends with, like I said, like with Dogma. There's like three of the those like hockey demon kids or whatever. But I don't know. Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna get into Bluntman and Chronic now, and I'm kind of glad I did because otherwise I'd be talking about fucking something for 30 minutes before moving on to the next. So let's do this shit right now. I went to bed at like 11 o'clock last night, and I woke up today at like 11 o'clock, so I like slept for like 12 hours. I don't like doing that shit. I mean, my sleep has been pretty shitty. I'm gonna get like 5 hours of sleep, but anyway, it says another shameless commercial tie-in to the hit movie Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. So let's just get the credits. Okay. Jim Valentino is the publisher. Anthony Bozzi is director of marketing. Brent Braun is director of production. Doug Griffith is art director. Okay. I'm not too sure who's doing what. Oh, here we are. There it is. It's on the fucking front cover. Script is Kevin Smith. Art is Michael Avon Oming. You got Pat Garay. These art letters and color. And then Neil Vokes is art assists. That was for Comes a Hero, Acid Wash Jeans, and Death May Not Be Profitable. The Darius Affairs, Kevin Smith, Michael Alred, Alora Allred, Sean M. Konatz. So art was Michael and color was Laura. Yeah, so let's get into it. Before I start, I'm going to listen to the 3 tracks I just recently, in the Jay and Silent Bob Chasing Dogma. Jay said something about Gunga Din, but it reminded me of the Libertines' Gunga Din, which also reminded me of Anthem for the Doomed Youth, which also reminded me of Heart of the Matter. I never really got into the Libertines until, after this came out. Their Anthem for Doomed Youth album came out. Never really checked out their 2002 or 2004 album. I checked out their I tried checking out some of their older stuff. It just wasn't my kind of cup of tea, I guess, per se. I'll check it out again another day, maybe, or something. I don't know, but enjoying these tracks today, or tonight anyway. Alright, but just to say this simply, I mean, I kind of like the cover of Bluntman and Chronic. It's pretty official. I mean, the copy I have is pretty crisp, just as though, like, someone read it once, maybe, before me. I mean, once again, like, it's, like, it should exist, but I really think that Kevin could have potentially made it not shameless. Not another shameless commercial tie-in. But, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, why not? I mean, it's something that should have existed, but... And, it's... I mean, it definitely... It lives up to the expectations of what, based on, Strike Back was, talking about. And even in Chasing Dogma. It's kind of like, an indie parody of sorts, clearly. But, like, not just an indie parody. It's like a Batman parody as well, but... yeah. And why am I putting myself through this if I really don't seem too interested in it? I mean, it is some more Kevin Smith stuff, and Kevin Smith is my favorite director, so just learning the ins and outs of one's own career. I mean, I took this college class on directors, but I ended up being a director, specifically Martin Scorsese, so I had to watch a bunch of Martin Scorsese stuff. And his stuff is long, man. It's fucking long as fuck. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that, but I don't know. I guess I'm doing the same thing. I mean, I also want to make comic books. And I mean, I think I might have even read Batman Cacophony, and I know he did some Daredevil. I think he did some Green Arrow as well. So it's kind of cool. I mean, he got to do some heroes, so that's kind of cool. Will I pick him up? I know I picked up Cacophony at one point, but I just don't own it anymore. And I don't know, man. I kind of like having a collection, but at the same time, though, like, I guess I've become extremely picky, I guess. Like, a lot of stuff that I've already reviewed, I'm already, like, giving away or giving back or whatever. I got rid of it for a reason, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. The nice little Banky Edwards prologue before the comic is, like, a nice little touch. So, I mean, like, I don't know, man. It's like, like I said, Kevin Smith in full, I wouldn't say shameless, I'd say it's shameful action, but teach their own. Like, I'll give, some moments, like, once again, I think this thing should have existed. I think the prologue with Binky is funny. I remember, like, the artwork, looking at it is, it's okay, for the most part. It gets better at the end. I thought the issues were pretty funny. I was gonna make mention, like, the security guards at the beginning of the first one. They're not at the beginning of the first issue, but I mean they're on the cover of the first issue. So let's get into it, I guess. I mean, the very beginning is pretty typical Kevin Smith humor, and I mean, I like a lot of typical Kevin Smith humor, so I don't know, I guess it's pretty late, so I'm not exactly fazed by the humor. I'm willing to acknowledge it, though. But just like with Green Lantern, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of parodies, I guess. I remember, like, just parody after parody, but so it's just Kevin Smith, or Jay and Silent Bob going through superhero parodies. They get their powers from a Martian's ring, and it turns them into Bluntman and Chronic. Oh, my bad. I mean, like, they, I guess, do an E.T. touch. He's like, oh my god, it's dead, Silent Bob. Fucking ew, I touched a dead thing. That's fucking funny as fuck. I mean, I'm just saying that instead of actually laughing, but I don't know, man. Definitely humorous, I guess. That was a forced chuckle. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'll like the parody once again, like origin stories that keep happening. Like they went from like Peter Parker's now to going to Daredevil's one. I mean, it's amusing to say the least. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why I'm giving it such a hard time. I don't know. Maybe it just shouldn't have said shameless commercial tie-in. I mean, it kind of is, but at the same time, I really think they could have, like, once again, Kevin Smith could have totally, like, had this, like, an ongoing series forever. Like, they could have been issuing, like, 200 or even 100 by this point if they did, like, they did, like, bi-monthly. I mean, anyway, it's not too late, but I don't know. I do feel like I'm being a dick. I mean, they walked by, like, an old guy that's kind of dressed up in a Captain America, like, shirt. Maybe even suggesting this is what Captain America actually would be in, I guess, a real life scenario. And he wasn't, like, submerged in ice. Daredevil, or Matt Murdock, actually saves both Jay and Silent Bob, but they end up beating the shit out of Matt Murdock because they pushed him and they didn't realize that they were saved by him. That's pretty funny. Next up, they see like an advertisement for what is it? Drug testing, voluntary drug testing, which is kind of like, it looks like almost like some Hulk stuff, but I think they end up passing on it because they don't want to do needles and shit. They thought it was gonna be weed. They end up winning a lottery because they got $5 for free for the voluntary drug testing, even though they didn't go through with it. And now they, I guess, are building their fucking secret lair, kind of like Batman. Yeah. So at the end of issue 1, they don their cape and cowl or whatever, and become Bluntman and Chronic. I think it's really not that bad so far, honestly. Yeah. Because I mean, like, it's just an origin story, but they're, it's just a parody. And this came out around, like, 2000s. Kind of reminds me very much so of, like, any Flash animation humor, if you know what I'm talking about, like E-Bomb's World, or what's the fucking other one? Newgrounds. I think that's what it is. Beginning of issue 2, you've got 4 of the villains of Bluntman and Chronic, and they're at this, like, night group therapy meeting, all discussing how it all started for them, I guess. So far, I think, I don't know if all of their origin stories of villains are all the same, essentially. It's all because of Jay and Silent Bob and them falling into acid, which is, I don't know, once again, kind of humorous. It's funny. Like, once again, it's, like, funny without actually, like, just saying it's funny without actually, like, laughing. So, it isn't bad. Once again, it's it's amusing. So far, it's keeping me over, I guess. I don't want to put it, I mean, honestly, I don't mind putting it down, or I don't mind not putting it down. I forgot the 5th member's, she's like the counselor, but the only reason why she hates Jay and Silent Bob is literally because in the same issue of this comic book, Jay said, "Yo, baby, you ever have your asshole licked by a fat man in an overcoat?" And then he starts singing to live crew, "Let me lick your ass up and down, lick it till my tongue turn doo-doo brown." And she says, "And ever since that day, I've vowed to destroy them." So, I mean, there are some actual laughing moments, but, I mean, I don't know. It's not terrible. I'll say that much. Which is a good thing. I mean, I don't know why the fuck I just remember it not being that good. So, it's good sometimes to be wrong. The second, or the second chapter or whatever, the second issue was a Captain America, I think, cover, or Batman cover, I can't remember. But now the third cover is the same one as when Jason Todd's been killed by Joker, and Batman's got Jason Todd in his hands and his arms, standing over some rubble. But yeah, I mean, so far, once again, not that bad. So far. But I mean, like it's not like fucking Watchmen level, clearly. But if you're looking for some more Kevin Smith, and you like comics, it's not it's not terrible, and it kind of just adds to the mythos of USQ universe, I guess. Because I mean, once again, you watch the movies and you're like, hey man, I read that comic book that they're talking about. So I completely forgot. I thought honestly, I don't know why, but I honestly thought that Jay was Bluntman and Silent Bob was Chronic. Such a fucking dumbass. But I guess in this issue, Silent Bob or fuck Chronic quits because he's not getting as much of a reputation as Bluntman, because Bluntman comes first. Then he remembered that Silent Bob was holding all the weed, so he put back on his costume. Jump cut to the League of Shitters, and I forgot the Justice League's villainous team's called. I forgot the fuck they're called, but they kind of just parodied it again. Parodied it. Anyway. Yeah, I guess this is a pure example. I mean, issue 3 or 4, whichever one that I'm on right now. I think it's issue 3. Chapter 3. This is probably essentially what a superhero Kevin Smith flick would actually be. I mean, when he was supposed to do Green Hornet, I don't think he ended up doing it. I believe that's what happened. Yeah, I mean, the whole hooker scene's kind of funny once again, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's like just typical Jay, like, line moment. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've gotten my fill of Jay and Silent Bob. Then we throw the Dixie cup out. I mean, I think it's funny. I'm not gonna lie. It's funny, it's humorous, it's amusing. Yeah, I don't know. I do think it's funny that the Cockknocker visits a quick stop before they go and, like, attack Jay and Silent Bob, or Bluntman and Chronic specifically. Give some props to Kevin Smith. 4 of the members get killed instantly when the wall crashes down on them, because Jay and Silent Bob, or Bluntman and Chronic, are wheeling away, or wheeling into their fortress, maybe? I'm not sure. But literally killed 4 of the members, just crushing them instantly. Very fucking disturbing, but at the same time, pretty fucking cool. And the only one that's left is Cockknocker, only because he was getting a drink at the quick stop. And it ends, the third book anyway, third chapter ends with Chronic being chopped in half by Cockknocker, but then Cockknocker chopped vertically, whereas Chronic was chopped in half horizontally, and that ends chapter 3, which I think honestly is pretty dope. Not gonna lie. And then we go into the 4th issue, which is kind of just a random thing. Honestly, I don't know, man. This really isn't that bad. I'm not gonna lie. I like the Clerks one better, even though it was really short. I guess that was flawed. I do like this more than Jay and Silent Bob chasing Dogma out of all of them, but it honestly isn't that bad. So, I really like the artwork for the 4th section of this book. I just really like that kind of artwork. I mean, it's kind of like an updated version of the old kind of way of drawing. Yeah, I mean, a bomb-ass shout-out to the Allreds. Michael and Laura Allred. I think they're part of that one comic. I'm not sure what the fuck it's called, actually, but I've always looked interesting just based on the artwork. Makes me want to pick it up. Alright, honestly, my favorite section was honestly the very end. I thought it was done pretty well. Like I said, I think this was not as good as I just really like Clerks a lot, and I fucking still love even Clerks the animated series even too. When they got stuck in the fucking freezer, I thought that was like a funny ass episode. The last episode, I think that was like who is driving? Oh, Bear is driving or whatever. And it's like I don't know, ridiculous, but funny as hell. Can't remember any of the other episodes at the time being, but I definitely watched all. There's only a couple episodes. Like literally 6 of them or something. I did have it on DVD at one time. But yeah. Clearly, there's other non-VSQ stuff that Kevin Smith has done for comics. I can't remember much of Batman Cacophony. Honestly, so far the only Batman comic I ever really gave a shit about was honestly, like the super popular ones. Really, honestly, I always thought Kingdom Come was really cool. I gotta pick up Kingdom Come again and actually read it. That would be kind of cool to just own, and clearly read again. So like, just overall, Jay and Silent Bob chasing Dogma. He was pretty much just telling the same exact story of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, but in comic book form. Which is, if that's why it's kind of just, in my opinion, like, I don't know, it's kind of cool because there's some moments that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise, but the artwork's really cool too. The Bluntman and Chronic honestly probably had like the worst artwork other than the very end, in my opinion. Honestly, I don't know, man. If you're a really die-hard Kevin Smith fan, as I have been on and off, and I still kind of am, I'd still be willing to watch at least all of his movies at least once. But definitely, I'm not going to be completely biased or like fucking fall in love with everything that he's done. Another comic book I was thinking about reading, but I don't know if I'm going to get around to it. Just because, honestly, it's Marvel Universe versus Wolverine. I was thinking about doing it. It was going to be like the third one. But it's essentially like, I'm sure whoever did this had read Marvel Zombies and was like, yo man, I'm not cool with... Yeah, it definitely came out after Marvel Zombies. It's definitely not cool with the fact of Wolverine becoming a zombie. And this is kind of just essentially... what would happen if, they all got infected with like a zombie-like plague, and the only one was left was Wolverine, or is Wolverine. That's essentially what this one's about, and the coolest part, in my opinion, is at the very end, you can see a script of how it is written, and I really like that. It kind of gives me, whenever I get around to start writing the actual... I've already written a couple of scripts for comic books, but to actually like lay it out like this will actually like tell me how many fucking panels I need, and all that shit. So, I kind of want to read it because I will reread it because I've already read it, but I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna read it tonight anyway. Probably just gonna maybe let this podcast render and then go to bed. I was gonna do a third one. It was gonna be Marvel Universe vs. Wolverine, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it. The artwork's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I do like the artwork. I hate the cover of the book. The front cover looks pretty assy. It looks like really... like a really talented 16-year-old or 15-year-old drew some of these things on some of these characters on fucking like a tablet or like digitally, in my opinion. But I really like the artwork of like the back of the book, and all the actual art book or the artwork in between is kind of really raw and gritty. Let's see if I actually know the Lawrence Campbell. Anyway, I shouldn't even be talking about this. I should be talking about Jay and Silent Bob and all that. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much else to say about it, really. I mean, honestly, it's just kind of... I feel like I just drank the Kool-Aid 2 times. Because, I mean, there were some cool parts of it, for sure. Some, like, little, like, moments of, like, oh, look, how many times can we throw, you know, the View Askew reference in there? And they did it time and time again, which is cool. But honestly, instead of giving us, like, this, you know, half-baked form, could just fucking, you know, like I said, actually, you know, give out issues, or at least, like, bi-monthly, tri-monthly, you know, quarterly. I don't think it's too late to do that, but that's up to Kevin Smith, I guess, and whether he can even do that, you know, legally through copyright and all that shit. I mean, I don't know about all that legality and logistics and everything. I don't know if logistics necessarily have anything to do with this, but legality part, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. There's really too much else to say. I literally went through 2 books, and I'm still having difficulty finishing this fucking podcast, which really tells me I shouldn't do any books that you know what I mean, I don't really know, I don't really care too much to talk about. And so that would mean probably a Marvel Universe versus Wolverine. And I also have this one single issue of Spectacular Spider-Man, but I don't know. By this point, I don't want to just keep making fucking podcasts just to make podcasts, because, I mean, I like making podcasts, but at the same time, I don't want to... I mean, Kevin Smith's got a point, you know what I mean? If you've got nothing positive to say, what's the fucking point of even talking about it? So I feel like this one was even, like, pointless to even make. But nice little learning lesson. Probably like one of the last times I'll do something like this where I'll waste my time, I guess. I mean, I didn't necessarily waste my time, but it was just like I don't feel like I got much, or if anything, out of it. Yeah, I didn't have to do this at all, but I just felt so compelled, so compulsed. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about doing like every single fucking reviewing every single Kevin Smith thing, but once again, there's no point. Yeah. I mean, this podcast, I don't know how many, I mean, clearly, I mean, I have a bunch of albums I could do, but I mean, I'm getting around to, like, you know, finishing most of the albums that I wanted to do, and then, you know, I finished up most of the comic books that I own. There's only so many left. And I don't really feel like doing movies, so I don't know. I think eventually I'll go back to a kind of a regular state where I'm not exactly... I mean, I'll probably still like review stuff every now and again, but... Or research things, I guess. The research on this was... if I ever get around to doing something like Kevin Smith, I'm not gonna just make throwaway stuff, make throwaway stories. They weren't terrible stories, but it definitely was like, I mean, in this case, it almost was like, I can't believe Kevin Smith is not smoking weed by that point in 2000, because it's just like, it's like the mind of like a fucking, like a really stupid stoner, in my opinion, wrote that book. I kind of wrote both those books, honestly. And I feel like, honestly, if he wrote it now, I'm sure it wouldn't be much different. In fact, it might be a little worse, honestly. But I think I mean, I'm saying in terms of writing those books, a Bluntman and Chronic comic and a Jay and Silent Bob Chasing Dogma comic, I think it'd be like pretty similar. I mean, Whereas I mean, once again, if you made like a Chasing Amy book, but at the same time, I mean, I think everything's contained in itself. I think he's starting to have, like, literally, I mean, like, all he has to do next is what Marvel did, is just pass it on so other people do View Askew movies, have someone else make, yeah, have someone else direct Clerks 3. Honestly, yeah, that's what we need to start doing. And then, or like Clerks 4 will be like literally like all different characters and whatnot. Just completely fuck it up. But that's the hour right there, I guess. So GRMBLS, Twitter and Instagram. I don't do TikTok. I don't do Snapchat. I don't really do Facebook at all. Fuck it. And I know Instagram is a fucking product of Facebook, or has been bought out by Facebook. Honestly, I kind of chill mostly in Twitter, but at the same time, fuck social media in general. I mean, it's nice to post the shit, and it's nice to get views and whatnot. But I mean, clearly the most important thing is trying to get the public to acknowledge you, I guess. So, and I mean, hey man, I mean, I was just thinking about the whole fucking performing on an open mic, at an open mic, or just performing in general. Just like, you know what I mean? Because there's so many other people that are doing the exact same thing that I'm trying to do. And some people have better connections than I do. I mean, all I can do is just keep doing what I'm doing. And hopefully it'll get acknowledged. But even from that big magic book, it's like, she said she wrote like 3 books before, you know what I mean? And she was even lucky that one of her books even broke. Broke the surface or whatever, so that she can just write and not have to worry about anything else. But yeah, I mean, I'm like fucking right around the corner, and I mean, 2019 is coming to an end. I still got November and December, so that's 2 months. That's 60 days, 61 days. And you also got, All Day today, too. I still gotta upload those 2 albums today. Anyway, take care.